Hey guys, welcome back to another video. This one's going to be, as you can see, we're going over Guardians and Mythics. I'm just going to touch base on the Guardians and Mythics and just what they do and certain key ones that you need to focus on, especially early on in the game. So first, you have these like brownish color ones that are common. The one that you need to focus on the most here is Bandit, because he farms. So you have loot at level 6. He has a 5% chance to gain 10 coins when attacking. And then you unlock Pillage at level 12, which every time you summon one gives you 10 coins, which doesn't really help that much except for when you're actually doing the summoning. So like if you summoned 3 bandits in a row, you get 30. And if that's like the first 3 summon you get, you basically get another free summon. So that's the only place where that really comes into play. But just getting him to level 6 is as fast as you can is super important, because it's going to help you be able to stack coins for your safe box and money gun. And then these are your rares, the blues, and this is the one I really want to talk about the most here is Shock Robot, because he stuns and it's just fantastic. Demon Soldier does drop down defense by 5. If you like to use physical damage, that'll help you there. But Hunters are way better in that category, which I'll go over that in a second. But shock robots are super important for stuns because, once again, you want your mobs to be stuck in one place, getting attacked by as many mythics as they can, so that way you can kill them as fast as you can. Then you have your purples, your epics. Electrobot, super important. He drops his defense down by 5. So if you like physical defense, and if you're wondering why I keep saying physical when I talk about defense, magic damage does not care about the defense of an enemy. It doesn't. It shoots right through it. Yeah, so his ability, Shock, has a 10% chance to deal magic damage and stuns enemies. And then I think at level 12, his AoE range for Shock is increased by 50%, which is super important. So getting Electro Robot to level 12 is a super important thing that you want to do, so that way you can shock from a wider range. Tree, he slows enemies down, which is great. And then if they get caught in his vines, that slows them down by like a lot. So that's really helpful, especially at early game if you don't have any stuns yet. I like to keep Tree on the field until I get a stun, because he can at least slow him down in the attack lane. And you have Hunter, which the main thing that you need to focus on with a Hunter is that he does defense down. And at level 12, it increases from 10 to 15. So if you have 3 of these together, it's dropping the defense down by 45 or 30 before he's level 12. And then Eagle's the one that, like, you'll see once I do the tutorials, I never sell Eagles. They're so good for so many things. They give you kitties, and they also have increasing attack speed. And then they have the skill Eagle Eye, which has a 10% chance to grant an attack speed buff of 50% for 3 seconds. And I know 3 seconds doesn't seem like that long, but if that skill activates and like you were getting ran over at a certain point, it could help during those 3 seconds to kind of just cause a skill activation or something from like Tao or Kun or Batman or something like that to knock down a large wave of mobs. So that attack speed buff is actually super important, because the more they're attacking, the more there's a chance of them activating one of the DPS mythics to activate one of their skills. Wolf Warrior, a lot of people don't seem to know that he stuns. He does stun when you get bite. It doesn't say it on here, which is why I think is confusing. But if you look on right here, it says bite stuns the enemy for 3 seconds. So he does also stun. He increases the attack by 10% as well. And you have your golds or legendaries. War Machine drops defense down by 10. And then he also stuns as well. He has a less percentage chance to stun than Electrobot. But if you manage to get a War Machine and you don't have Electrobot yet, I wouldn't summon any Mythic from War Machine until you get a stun, because then at least you have some kind of stun on the field. Then you have Tiger Master, who also increases attack speed, and he has Shout, which has 8% chance to shout, increasing allies' attack speed by 20% for 2 seconds. Which, I mean, like I said with Eagle, it could be the difference. Especially if you get 3 of these, you get a stack of 3 of these together, and you place them by your DPS mythic, and it's just, it kills, it crushes. A Storm Giant lowers movement speed. And then Sheriff doesn't do anything, which I find to be weird that he has no buffs. I mean, he has like some skills and stuff like that attack, but he doesn't do any buffs at all, which I think is weird. And then I wanted to just go over a couple of the mythics, the ones that I think that are important, especially when you're trying to clear normal for the first time. So Mono Man or Monopoly Man, he's super important because his ult gives you stones, which is crucial to being able to do lucky summons instead of summoning from the summon tab. So that way you don't use coins, and you can stack your coins for Safe Box and Money Gun. He also drops the defense down by 20. Yeah. So if you like to use physical, Monopoly Man is going to be extremely important for you. Another super important mythic, I didn't realize how important he was until I seen the other day. This guy carried me in hard with 1 towel, and I think that was literally, yeah, that was it. He had 1 towel up until like wave 50, and then he got 2 more towels, carried me hard with 3 towels, and he had 6 indies, and they were all giving him stones every wave so he could upgrade his towels. Or they were giving him coins to stack his money gun and safe box artifacts. Like, Indy is so clutch. I just got him, so I haven't upgraded him that much yet. I'm still trying to figure out how to use him the best way to use him. But his passive is magical treasure, so you can move him around the board, and he can find different treasures. Once you get him to level 6, it'll actually tell you where the treasure is located at, so that way you don't have to just constantly move him around. And then at level 12, super crucial. I don't know what his treasure does because, like I said, he's low level for me. But at level 12, he won't get anything lower than the current tier that you have. So if you get like up to like an epic tier, like you're guaranteed to only get epic or legendary tier treasures. And then the other support mythic that's super important, is really going to help you get your first clear in normal, is going to be Kitty Mage. And this one right here, the most important one, in my opinion, really helped me be able to clear normal and then also clear hard as well. Because of his Meow ult, it restores 20% once you get him to level 12. He also has a natural 20% until you get him to level 12. Then he gives you 40% MP regeneration rate for all allies. But the meow only does it within allies within range. So if you click on Kitty in the match, you'll see he has like the little circle around him for his attack range. That also affects where his ult hits. So if you have, one of your DPS mythics outside of that range, they're not getting that buff from Kitty Mage at all. So it's almost pointless to even have Kitty Mage out there if he's not giving that extra. Because if he's giving 20% here and 40% on a 60% MP regen for ults, which is so crucial because ults do the most damage and they help you clear mobs, they help you clear bosses. And then the two damage mythics I wanted to talk about, especially to help you clear normal for the first time, is going to be Batman, because he's got Bat Up, which you click on him in game, and it has a button underneath it. It costs coins to do it, so when you do it, don't just spam him immediately because you're going to burn a lot of coins. If you really need the help and you're dying and then you're about to lose and then you summon Batman, obviously you want to spam him then. But if you don't have to, don't upgrade him yet. Only upgrade him when you have to, because you don't want to use too many coins. And he's got different skills and ults. His ult only hits enemies in front of him. I think his Wind Smash, yeah, it does. I want to say it does AOE, but I could be wrong about that. I don't know. I don't use Batman that much anymore because you don't really need him past normal. I shouldn't have never leveled him up to level 10, but I did. And then the other one that's gonna really help you clear normal for the first time is Coon, Master Coon. I like to call him Angry Panda because he's so angry all the time. The big thing about him is he does magic damage. So Batman does physical, Coon does magic. Now the difference is in between them really is the attack speed. So if you get a Master Coon, you're gonna want some Eagles or some other Tiger Kings available to boost his attack speed, because while he does kind of match the same attack as Batman attacks at a much higher rate than Coon does. That's really the mythics I want to talk about for normal. I guess I could go into the ones you'll need for hard, really. Uh, so the same support mythics, you would use them again for hard. Uh, the ones that to me are key for hard is going to be Tau, Lancelot, Rockachu, and Vayne. Iron Meow, if you get Iron Meow up to level 12 with his special treasure, which I guess I'll go over treasures as well. With his treasure, he gets another suit, so he's twice as strong. His base attack is right up there um, with Chew, but the only difference is it's going to cost you 20 gems to get there. But his attack does scale really well with Money Gun and Safe Box. Tao's a monster. Tao's probably my favorite mythic. He just destroys mobs with his Razor Wind, which once you get his treasure, level 12 Tao with the treasure is insane because you get attack speed buffs, which is Tao's biggest downfall, is that his attack speed is so slow. But once you get his treasure, it goes up. And once again, always keep eagles and tigers on the field, so that way boosting your attack speed. I think it seems to be a recurring theme with a lot of the magic damage dealers is they're not able to attack at the same speed as physicals, but they don't have to worry about defense as well. So it's a trade-off. Chew, you have to overclock Chew in order for. I don't have the special treasure for Chew just yet. Working on it. I've been working on it for a while now. But his special treasure, I do know what it does. It gives you a percentage chance for him to not blow up when you try to overclock him. And if he was going to blow up, then he wouldn't blow up. And you get to try again. Saves you from having to summon another war machine and get him again. On your mythics as well, something that you really need to familiarize yourself with is what the recipe is to make them. So that way, if you get a swordsman early, you probably don't want to sell it. Because, what if you get a legendary early and it turns out to be Tiger King, and you could get Coon super early in the game, but you sold your swordsman. So now you gotta try and roll for another swordsman, and trying to roll for. It's like almost like the game knows what you're trying to get, and it just won't give it to you. You'll sit there, you'll roll every other blue guardian except for a swordsman, or I call him swordsman. I guess his name is Paladin. My bad. And then, yeah, their treasures are super important because they help, especially with Master Coon. The speed of his Spiral Flame skill increases, and the skill activation chance increases as well. If you get him to like plus 90 on his Endure Rage, right here, if you get him to plus 90, that the Spiral Flame almost never cuts off. It's insane. And what's the one where he does? Yeah. He like jumps up in the air and like smashes down on the ground when he does that as well. It's like a non-stop skill activation for him. And yeah, this video was a little bit longer, but like I said, it's a lot of information to go over. And obviously I can't go over every single mythic because we'd be here all day. But hopefully this is some good information for you guys, and pretty soon I'm gonna get these tutorials done. I'm working on how I'm going to put them out right now. As soon as I get it worked out, though, I'm gonna get those out for you guys. Like and subscribe as always.